Today we're going to show you the Sprite Lite 5 Caravan site setup guide. We're going to run you through how to set the caravan up on site. We'll show you where everything goes and how to connect everything and how to use everything. If we start at the front, we've got our gas locker. We've got room for just one gas bottle on this. The Sprite Lite was designed as a lightweight tourer, so they didn't put in provisions for two gas bottles. It is just the one. It's set up ready for the propane gas. Remember that these are an anti-clockwise thread, so you do need a spanner, proper gas spanner, and then it's just anti-clockwise, and just turn the gas on and off on the top of the bottle. In the front locker we've also got your winding handle, and then moving a little bit further forward we're set up on 13-pin electrics, and we've also got our AKS 1300 stabilised hitch head. Moving on to the off side, we've got our water pump connection, flue for our water heater. Now this is a winter cover which will clip on for when you're not using the caravan and through the winter. Whenever you come to use this, pop this off and just pop it into your front locker. Now with our water pump we just literally drop that into the Aperol first, and that plugs into the side. There's a little blue clip just underneath. We just need to make sure that, that clips in and locks that water pump into position. Otherwise, if that's not locked in, there's a chance that we'll get water coming out from around there if it's not sealed in, and it'll push the pump back out. Our battery box, so we've got our 230 mains hookup lead. There's a little notch for the cable to run through. Room for leisure battery. Does have to be a leisure battery on the caravans. Again, positive to positive, negative to negative, and again there's a little strap there just to hold that in. Got the motor mover. We'll show you when you collect the caravan how the operation of the motor mover works. We've got one wastewater outlet, again just trying to make things a little bit lighter on the Sprite Lite, so it's just one water outlet. And then we've got our cassette toilet. First one is for our flush water, so pink chemical and water. If you get a little watering can, and that can fill up, and it's literally just when you can see the water in there, that's full. Just in the top of here we've got the drain bung for our flush water, so this little drain bung pulls out and the water will come out of there and drain that flush water out. If you're going to travel and the flush water is still quite full, I would suggest draining that off, or you'll get water coming through the top of the toilet, and again definitely through the winter. To remove the cassette itself, with little yellow clip at the bottom, this pulls straight out. We slide the funnel out, remove the cap, and then we've got a little air breather. We press that as we empty the cassette out, and that will just make that empty out fully. If you want to put blue chemical into the toilet, we slide the cap cover back, slide the flap back, and you can put a bit of water in, blue chemical, and give that a clean through. To put it back in, slide the cap back into place, and this literally just slides back in. If we come to remove this and we lift our yellow tab and it's really stiff and difficult to come out, the chances are the trapdoor on the cassette is in the open position. You'll need to go back inside, close that off first, and then the cassette will come out fully. We'll now move on to the inside of the caravan. So, moving inside of the caravan, just as you walk in on the right hand side you'll find this panel here. Now this is our main on and off panel, and our main on and off button is the first button here. You'll see the little green lights indicate that we've got power on, and we've also got our leisure battery connected. If we want to do a little test on our leisure battery and see what power that we've got coming from our leisure battery, we'll get the green lights up here and they will come down the scale, low power and normal high power at the top. For turning our lights on, we've got our lights one, and then to put our water pump on is this one here. Now before we put our water pump on, we want to make sure that all of our taps are in the closed position and that we've got our winter drain valve in the closed position also. On the panel here we've also got a V on the battery, which is our vehicle battery. So when we're connected to our car, if we were to come in and put our power on, press our vehicle battery, and that should give us a green light on this one if you've got the 13-pin electrics wired on your vehicle. To check our water system, as I say, we first need to close all of our taps into the closed position, and then on our drain bung on our boiler, so the little yellow tab underneath of this seat here is our drain bung. In the up position, that drains the system, and down flat is how we want to use the system. If we leave that in the upright position, that is going to drain the water out, and you're going to pump water straight in and straight back out again. So always just make sure that when you're coming to use the Caravan, it's flat and through the winter, and if you're not going to use it for a while, in the upright position. To drain off the system again, open all of the taps up, open that valve into the upright position, and that will drain the system fully. But as I say, when we come back into the Caravan, we need to make sure that we've then closed all of our taps and this valve is down. Once we've got all of our taps in the closed position, we can then go ahead and press our water pump on. You will possibly hear the water pump turn on if you've just connected the water into the system. It will try and obviously prime the system, and the best way to get the water through is by turning your taps on hot and cold. Now if you've drained the system down previously, before we put any hot water on, we need to make sure that we get a constant flow of water on our hot water side taps. At first, if you've just come into the van and it's been drained down, there'll be quite a lot of coughing and spluttering on the tap system there until we get all the air out of the system and the boiler full of water. Once we've got a nice flow of water, as we have here, we then know that that hot water heater is full of water and we can put our water system on. To put our water heater on, we've got the controls just down by the front seat. The very top one is our gas, and on our gas we can actually set our temperature to 50 degrees or 70 degrees, and it's literally just flick that into the position. You'll hear a click on the boiler and that will light up. If we wanted the 70, off back into the middle, and if we set our 70, again it goes back through the same procedure. If we want to use it on our electric, again we've got a high and a low setting, so it's literally up for the low setting and down for the high setting. And again on this bottom control, you'll notice there that we've got our 230 volt in the bottom. If you get stuck at any point and you can't remember which one's which, 230 volt, and then the gas, you can control the temperature. So top one is your gas with 50 and 70, and bottom 230 volt, and that's your electric hot water. While we're talking about the gas system, the easiest way to get the gas through the system, especially if you're going to try the fridge on gas or the water heater on gas, if you've just connected a new bottle, the easiest place to start is on your hob. And to get the gas through the system, we turn the control dial to the big flame, hold that in, hit our igniter, they will light up. Again, if you've just put a new gas bottle on, or you've not used the Caravan for some time, it may take a good 30 or 40 seconds of holding that on and just get the gas through the system. And again, this is the easiest way to get the gas through the system, as you can physically see that we've got the flames lit. This then means that when we come to light our fridge up on gas, this will light up an awful lot quicker than if we hadn't have drawn the gas through the system. To light it up on the gas, control dial's in the wrong place. To light the fridge up on gas, we first select gas on our little selector here. We hold in the thermostat and then we hit our igniter, and then you'll notice when it does light up, we'll get our little red indicator just raise up and come into the green. You will actually also hear the burning sound of the gas on the fridge, and again, once that's stayed up into the green, we can release that. Just always make sure that that then stays up into the green section, and you'll still hear the gas burner burning away, and that will indicate that the fridge is then running on your gas. If you want to use your fridge on electric, it's just literally to our plug symbol. So we've got our plug symbol, so if we're plugged into our 230 electrics, we'll then select this one. If we're towing on the car, and again we've got our 13 pins wired on our car electrics, we can use the fridge on the battery from the car, and that will keep the fridge just cool as you're travelling. Again, when we've finished, just back into the off position. On the fire, we've got our gas heater, which again, as we turn the control dial, we'll hear a ticking noise. Now again, if you're in the caravan and somebody knocks this and you can hear a ticking noise, just always make sure that we turn the gas dial back off, and then to light this up, turn it round to the highest setting, hold this in until the ticking stops, release it, and you'll hear the fire roar up, and that will then be running on your heating on the gas, and you'll hear the fire making the slight noise from the burner. The main control panel for your fuses and electrics is underneath the front seat again. We've got a main charger button, so when you're plugged into the 230 volt electrics, put this one on and this will charge the battery and run all of the 12 volt system. We've then got our trip switches along here, so similar to what you'd have in your house, and then we've got all individual fuses which again are labelled all on the bottom there for what they are. All of your lights will have individual light switches. And again, I believe that when you come to go out of an evening, then you can press your light button and that will turn all of the lights off. And again, when you come back in from an evening out, just press the light button and that will put all your lights inside the caravan back on. So you've not got to go around turning all the individual lights on and off. We've then got the washroom. Again, when we come to run the water system through, make sure that we've run the water system through on the bathroom tap also, just to make sure that we get all of the air out of the system. On the cassette toilet, we've got a flusher for our flush water. It's a manual flush and that just pumps the water through. Now, to open the trap on the cassette to let everything through, it's a little grey handle at the bottom here. Now, as I said outside when we were at the cassette itself, we need to make sure that this is pulled back to the side of the van and that trap door is fully closed, otherwise when we come to get the cassette out, it's not going to come out and you're going to cause problems. So always make sure that is closed back off. Being the Sprite Lite, it's the lightweight version, so you've not got all of the bells and whistles that some of the caravans have, but there's absolutely everything that you're ever going to need in here. It just makes it an awful lot easier for any family car to tow. Keeps you under that 3.5 ton towing limit, so you're going to get away without having to do the B+E test. So all in all, it's a cracking little family van. This makes into a little double at the back, and you've also got the bunk bed as well. The front seating makes into another double bed, so again sleeps the 5. And again, it's a really good little layout for a family caravan, and we hope that you'll enjoy it. Thank you.